Okay, anyways. So back to the approach. All right, so if I'm a right-handed hitter, if I'm calling pitches, I'm trying to throw away, right? Why is that? Does anybody know why? It's a pretty simple answer. Because for whatever reason, nobody can hit the outside pitch. Because nobody trains to hit the outside pitch. Everybody trains to hit the inside pitch so they can hit it 500 feet, okay? So you're just not gonna get that. If you do, it's probably gonna be a mistake, unless the guy's throwing 95 to 100, okay? So as a hitter, your approach is the one consistent thing you're always gonna take up to the plate with you. There's probably always gonna be a different arm on the mound. The weather could be different. The game's gonna be different. The situation's gonna be different, but the approach will always be the same, okay? So your approach is your plan to go up there and beat the pitcher. The pitcher's got a plan to beat you. He's got a plan to beat every single hitter that we play against. So why not go up to the plate with a plan to beat him, okay? And knowing that his plan, for the most part, is probably gonna be throwing the fastball away and beating you there, why not plan to attack that, okay? So that's a pretty general approach to hitting. Get up there and attack the fastball early, look away, adjust in, okay? The reason we look away and adjust in is because even if we get this pitch here, our hands are still back, we can still catch up to it. But if we're looking in and we go away, our swing starts, we're starting to move this way, but the pitch is out here, we got no chance to catch up to it. Makes sense? You might get that off the end and roll over, whatever. All right, so your approach is gonna be the biggest thing you have moving forward. A lot of you guys are gonna be good enough in high school that you could get through high school and be a pretty successful baseball player without an approach, but it's going to be beneficial for you to work on that now, solidify it. You're going to adjust through higher levels of baseball much more easily if you do have an approach when you go to the plate. All right. So when you get into the cage, whether it's BP, flips, a game, it really doesn't matter the situation for the approach that you change. If you're constantly reminding yourself of it, you're going to get good at it. It's become second nature, and that's just part of your. That's when you get to the plate. That is what it is. All right. So because it's probably not something that you guys think about a ton when you're taking rounds of BP between swings, between pitches, between rounds, whatever it is. Remind yourself of what you're trying to do with your approach, okay? I'm getting up there, I'm looking to attack early, I'm looking for a fastball middle away, and I'm gonna destroy it, right? And he says all the time that good hitters sometimes get jammed, and the reason good hitters get jammed is because they have that approach out there, they're looking here, and then maybe 1 out of 15 times they get a fastball in that they don't recognize, soon enough they get jammed, they roll over. But that's 1 out of 15 times, 14 out of 15 times, you got a pretty good chance to square something up, all right? In a game where you fail 70% of the time and you're pretty good, if you can be on time for 14 of those 15 pitches, you got a pretty good chance for success. Does that make sense? Any questions about the approach? Anything I need to add? No? All right, so when you guys start in the cage, work on that stuff, right? It's really easy to just get in the cage, especially, in November, it's cold outside, it's not baseball season, just get in the cage and roll through the motions. Everybody does that. If you want to be different, if you want to be a good baseball player, you need to make sure that there's some intent and focus behind everything that you do. So if that's getting in there and thinking about an approach, or taking a ground ball and treating it like a game rep, those are the things that you need to do to make yourself a better baseball player. Otherwise, you're just going to be like everybody else, and nothing about you will ever stand out. Okay, so if you want to be good at this, because not many people are, if you want to be good at this, you need to take the small things seriously and make sure you're treating everything you possibly can like it's a game rep. That way when you get into that game, it's second nature. And it's no big deal. Make sense? All right.